So the Irish economy is in a really positive position. We delivered our budget there in the last 3 weeks, where we expect to run a significant government surplus and budgetary surplus next year, and indeed the trajectory is positive when it comes to running surpluses over the next number of years. We've got a strong projection for growth next year, falling national debt over the next number of years. We're at full employment. And inflation has moderated in the Irish economy, and its real strength and resilience has been demonstrated in the last 3 to 4 years, where we've had the challenges of the pandemic, cost of living crisis, and indeed the wider conflict in Europe, which has impacted so many economies. But we're continuing to see strong foreign direct investment, indigenous businesses that are growing, and we're keen to ensure we promote a pro-enterprise policy approach around from business taxation, but also around our wider vision for our economy, which is to invest in infrastructure for the future, whilst also putting money aside around some of the windfall receipts we're receiving, so that we protect and sustain progress for the long term.
You've unleashed a pro-election budget. Exactly how close are we to an election?
Well, I wouldn't say it's a pre-election budget. Obviously, we have a legal requirement to have an election in the next number of months. There will be a general election in Ireland before Christmas. I have to conclude the finance bill, which is due to conclude now in the next 2 to 3 weeks, and then the Prime Minister, Taoiseach of Ireland, will set out when the election will occur. But the budget which we've set out for next year is one where we're going to run a significant surplus, where we're investing substantial amount of our surplus in the Future Ireland Fund and the Infrastructure, Climate and Nature Fund, and that's to give us that buffer and capacity if there is a contraction in our economy, so that we can make an intervention. And we expect to have €16 billion set aside at the end of 2025.
Let's tackle some of these initiatives. What is not pre-election about a budget where there are cost of living giveaways for families, including energy credits and child benefit bonuses, as well as extra measures on cutting taxes as well? What's not pre-election about that?
So if you take some of the cost of living supports, we know that whilst inflation is moderated, we still know prices are high in economies across Europe and indeed here in the US. And we've had targeted measures to support families in the budget we announced in recent weeks, but also universal payments for those that may fall outside specific thresholds. It's less of a cost of living package this year than what we introduced last year. And separately, when it comes to the income tax changes we've made, that's very much in line with wage growth in the economy, so that as people are earning more, we're not levying them with excessive or additional income tax. And we made moderate changes to the standard rate cut-off point, where people wouldn't be subject to the higher rate of income tax, and we cut the universal social charge. But there were moderate changes to income tax, and we're very clear in terms of our wider economic proposition that we have a competitive system of income tax that rewards work in our economy, and thankfully we've over 2.7 million people working in Ireland, contributing, and we want to encourage work in terms of our pro-enterprise approach.